ஹலோ, யாரு? தன்ராஜா? நான் தான் ராமசாமி பேசுறேன்.
Hello, welcome to Vanga Pesalam. Today my guest, my niece Sneha, hey,
Hi.
and my daughter Sanjana, hey. Can you hear me, Sanjana?
Yeah.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about Amazon show Daisy Jones and the Six, and I hope that both of you have seen all the episodes.
Yes.
Very good. So let's start with Sneha. So have you read the book first, or no? You just saw the show?
Oh, you're calling me out already. No, I have not read the book. I am on the wait list for the book. I've been on the wait list for it for 2 months already now.
Oh, the book has a wait list?
The book has a wait list.
Really?
It's
Wow.
pretty common. I mean, like when the show comes out, everyone who hasn't read it or wants to reread it will try to borrow it again. So I've been on the wait list. I do really like Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read other novels that she's written, but I haven't read this one yet. But I hope to soon.
Okay, very good. So Sanju, so what do you think about the show overall?
I really like it. When I first started watching it, which was I watched it in like March, I think March. I thought it was just gonna be one of those like cringy teenager shows. It was really good though. I liked it. I have not read the book. I wasn't planning on reading
I don't want to call you out, so
I have read Malibu Rising though.
Yes, I love that book too.
I haven't read that book. It was good.
So what are your thoughts, Neha, about the show overall? Did you like it?
I love the show and I rewatched it a few times as well. I think I also watched it in March, basically right when it came out. And then I rewatched it a few times after that too. I, in general, with any show, always like to know about like the soundtrack, the score, and the music. And I think a show that specifically focuses on music as a huge part of their theme, I'm always like interested in. And then I also know with this, like there were themes of like it being loosely based on Fleetwood Mac and like other like actual real bands that we know of. And that I think was another really interesting thing for me. But also the cast. I really liked a lot of members of the cast. Like I followed them in other things too. So I was very excited about the show and I thought it was amazing.
So Sanju, like, did you know about the cast and everything? Were you like familiar with them or no?
I knew a couple of them. Billy Claflin, is that his name?
Sam Claflin.
Yes, him. Yeah. I've seen him in a couple of shows. I didn't know that Riley, she's Elvis Presley's granddaughter.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't know that. That was cool. The other people I haven't really seen in anything else. So
yeah.
What about you, Sneha? Do you know about like Suki Waterhouse, Camila, and all those people?
Yeah, so I also am a big pop culture fan, so I follow quite a few of them. So Suki Waterhouse has been dating Robert Pattinson for years, so known him and both of them through that. And then Cami Marone was dating Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I
so
saw
up with that news for a long time too. And I thought she was amazing. I thought for this being like her first major like breakout role in show, like I thought she was incredible in it. I thought she was one of the best like casted members of the show, and she did such a good job in it.
So very surprised how good they were as singers, Neha. Well, all of them, Riley and Sam and all those people.
Yeah, I actually was surprised because knowing that Riley was Elvis's granddaughter, I almost assumed that she had like some kind of like natural talent musically, but then I ended up reading afterwards like kind of the backstory on the show, how they cast it in 2020, filming got delayed but like until 2021. So much of that year when they weren't able to film, they just all were like practicing and rehearsing and learning different things with music. So I was reading how like Riley and Sam Claflin, the two leads, actually were probably the most or like the least musically like prepared, I would say, for a show that is very much focused on like a band. So I thought that was like really interesting to see. And I thought like with I guess a year like dedicated to it and like what it came out to be, I thought they did an incredible job.
Yeah, I mean, even I was very surprised. I thought like somebody else was singing, and then I looked up online. It was actually them. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Apparently, like they're supposed to go on tour or something, right? Right now, the whole band.
That is what I am waiting for. There have been rumors that they're actually supposed to go on tour, and I'm really, really hoping because I listen to the album all the time. Like my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year is going to show like Daisy Jones and the Six quite a bit. But I hope they go on tour. I think that would be so fun to see.
Yeah, that's nice. So Sanju, did you like the structure of the whole show, like flashbacks, like going back and forth? Did you like it or no?
I I think it was easy to keep up with. I feel like in some shows when they incorporate flashbacks and things, it can get kind of confusing. But this one was really easy to keep up with. I also really like the music, like you were saying. It's interesting because I know that there's some vocal coaches that say everybody can sing, just if you can
To be
coached.
nice.
Yeah. Um, so I think that was really cool. And yes, I did like the structure of the show. So
Oh yeah, I mean, I just forgot to mention before we end this show, I think Sneha and Sanjana, they're going to sing a small kirtani for us, right?
okay, I didn't know that.
I mean, the flashback. Were you guys like surprised that it was the daughter in the end, or no, Sneha? In the end, the person like interviewing them.
I actually was surprised. I didn't see that fully coming. I also think the flashback was easy to follow. I think in terms of that, and then present day them shooting in a documentary style made that easy. I just don't think I fully understood how much time had. Oh, it did say 20 years later in the
Yeah,
beginning, but
20
I think that was something I almost forgot at one point. So yeah, I almost was surprised that it was Julia, like the daughter, that was filming it.
20 years is a crazy amount of time.
Yeah.
But like they look the same as I don't think that they made.
And that was
the
almost why I
drummer.
was
The
forgetting
drummer
that.
looks different.
Yeah, it was
the
just
drummer.
very slight, like aging makeup that they did. So that's almost why I kind of kept forgetting how much time had really passed.
Yeah, I mean, I was very shocked. Actually, I just not even shocked. I was, oh my, yeah, that's nice. That was
Yeah.
pretty cute to see them.
Yeah.
And then like, a wife telling them to go and reconcile.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool too. So the other thing I felt very weird was the show is called Daisy Jones, but like they became a band, actual band, only at the third episode, right? They only meet at the third episode. I think. You think it kind of dragged out, or no? You think it was a right pacing so you had to go with?
I think it was slightly dragged out. When I rewatch it, I'm okay almost. Like if I wanted to, I could skip like the second episode and then just go straight from the first to the third. But I also like a backstory. I think there was a lot, like with honestly a lot of the cast members that I think they focused on in those first two episodes that kind of helped shape who they were going to be like moving forward for like overall character development. Like I said, I could skip it, but I don't think they did anything wrong with it.
So Sanju, it was like 10 episodes. You think it was too long, or like we could have been done with 8?
Like she said, I could have skipped, number 2. And then near the end, there were some things where I was kind of just skipping, like 10 seconds, 10 seconds. But it was good. 10 episodes is not bad, for a show. And there were things that are important for the end of it. So
I think it was initially supposed to be 12, and I read that like somewhere like after it came out in March, because I just didn't know if it was like truly going to be done at 10 or if there was going to be anything more. And I remember reading that there was a plan for it to be 12. So I'm glad they did cut out probably 2 episodes worth of stuff.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Like, did they release all of them at once, or was it like phased out? I keep forgetting.
It was
phased out.
Yeah, they did like 1 episode. Maybe they released 2 episodes at once, but it was they didn't just like dump it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see like a whole bunch of a discussion going on about this show, like other shows like Succession. Succession, they are like huge message boards, and everybody were discussing. This show, it wasn't like that crazy, but I thought it's a great show, though, right? I mean, even though it's kind of long, but amazing acting, amazing, well cast people.
I find Amazon Prime shows are probably not as like widely discussed online or in groups. Maybe because some people don't have it, maybe because it's not like, I don't know, something that everyone like automatically goes to. But like you said, any HBO show, immediately everyone is talking about it and like online on the same day, same time, discussing it.
Yeah, I think it's just because when you think of like a streaming service, Amazon never, it's not one of the first ones that pops in your head. So
I mean, I felt like the Camila character was the most amazing character I've seen in the show, because she goes through something for like no fault of hers, right? She gets pregnant, get married, he goes on a drug binge, comes back, again goes on back and forth. That was kind of weird. So this one, have you listened to all of the songs or no? All of the songs in this? Which one is your favorite now, Sneha?
I really I think like the obvious ones I will always love, but I really like Kill You to Try and More Fun to Miss. I really like those 2 a lot.
So what is the first song like? They both start to write. They have a huge fight. Like, they go to this house and then they start to write a song. What
Let
song is
Me
that?
Down Easy is the
Let Me Down
first
Easy.
one
Yeah.
that they record together. On the album itself, Aurora is the very first one
Very first.
on the album.
Yeah, that was pretty. Which one is your favorite, Sanju? Songs?
I really like Look at Us Now. I have that on repeat.
Mhm.
And then Let Me Down Easy is really good. And I saw that Demi Lovato just did a cover. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw
I
that.
did see that. Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, it's really good. So
Yeah, this one. I mean, the other characters. I mean, I like the manager, Timothy Oliphant. He comes to a
Yeah.
lot of shows. I'm a huge fan of him. He comes in Justified. I love him in Justified.
That
He
was kind
comes.
of a nice surprise to see
The
him
nice
in
surprise
the
to him.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. So the bigger question is, did Sam and Billy and Daisy, did they have an affair or no? I think that's huge, right? It's kind of they show something, but they don't show the whole story. Did they actually have an affair or no?
I don't think they did, but I think it's like an emotional affair nonetheless. So I feel like that, yes, it counts.
yes, there's. I mean, they did cheat though because they kissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
that
I'm
is.
sorry.
So I
Sorry.
feel like it's
The
like
kissing is cheating. Okay, okay.
I feel like that also is another part of it, like your definition of it. So like yes,
I
they
know.
did this and like that did happen.
Yeah.
I definitely think it was more of an emotional affair, if anything, but yeah, there were absolutely subtle and also not subtle tones of that.
Yeah, like a boyfriend also was a very kind of like a very crazy character, right? The guy, the
Oh my
rich
God.
guy, the prince or somebody who
Oh yeah,
can
not even her boyfriend, her then husband, Nikki.
husband. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, they actually
he
did
just
get
like
very
leaves her and
crazy.
goes away. My God, that was crazy.
That was insane.
That
Yeah.
was, I mean, crazy scene.
Sucked
Yeah.
so bad. I actually thought that was one of the more interesting moments. So it was in episode 9 after she overdosed and like then she's like waking up. That's the only episode where they play a Fleetwood Mac song, Gold Dust Woman, and that song specifically talks about bad relationships, coke, and like trying to survive. So I was like, oh, okay, we're calling this all out. Good. Like finally we're on the same page about this.
Yeah, like that one was so crazy. I mean, her husband just leaves her and just goes away. Right? He just, like,
I don't know what he thought was going to happen. He
Yeah.
would have absolutely been arrested. I know, like, I understand what his plan was by just like leaving her there or like not seeking help or attention. Like,
I don't think he was thinking about like a plan. I think he was just like, right now, I need to get out of this.
yeah,
But yeah, he would have been arrested
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah, that's
it's
like,
more
how
like
would
a
you-
family reputation kind of thing, right? That's what it
Yeah.
is.
yeah, that's fair.
So, I mean, I didn't like the whole like Camila cheating with Eddie. I mean, I thought it was like kind of boring thing. What do you think, Sneha?
I see it two ways. I mean, I think like she has done things out of obligation in terms of like family and to the band and to Billy overall. And I think she was always trying to make a name for herself and advocate for herself in terms of like her own career passions and things she wanted to do in life. I don't love it, but I think she needed to do what she needed to do for herself. And I think she knew how to fix things and make things work in the long term. I don't love it though.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the brother and the Suki Waterhouse character.
Oh, Karen,
Yeah, that was kind of the thing too. I mean, like she said she doesn't want to date, but he goes and finds some other girl, and she gets jealous, and they go back and forth. And we never even talked about the friend character though, the Simone character, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was an amazing character too.
I
And
love Simone.
Yes.
I thought she had such a good story. I
With the-
thought it was a really good comparison with her and Daisy in terms of like the start of their careers, how Daisy had like significantly moved through the ranks in terms of becoming a well-recognized performer and singer, and like how much Simone really had to go through to like fight for something even close to that at that point. But I thought their friendship was so nice to see.
Are they saying that like she's the one like invented disco, or she's a disco singer? I got confused on that.
When they said like disco pioneer, I think to me
Pioneer.
it was like someone who was like one of the faces of disco. I don't think it was like she invented it, but I think it was maybe the beginning of something like it.
Their manager also was good. The guy who plays the manager is very, very supportive of like both Simone and
Oh,
Daisy.
Teddy
Initially, the guy
Price.
who plays the manager, he's
Yeah.
very good. He comes in a lot of shows too. He comes in a lot of shows as the supporting guy. He was very, very good. So Sanju, what do you think about that with Daisy's background? The mom, the parents, all those things.
I mean, it's unfortunate. you know? I mean, definitely, and then it definitely explains a lot of her behavior, in life. It's sad that her mom just kind of left
I
her.
think
I
it's the same
guess.
parallel with Billy as well, right? It's a
Yeah.
crazy scene, like in the second episode, right? Like, they go to a wedding and find out it's his dad's wedding. That was that's really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of. I think that's the attraction between like Daisy and Billy. Right? They come kind of the same background, bad parents or parents who didn't give them emotional support, and they find each other. And
That's what
there's
he would say was like, we're both broken. And she was like, I'm not broken, So
I only do drugs. I'm not broken. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, this the whole thing with the reporter also, the Rolling Stone guy.
Oh
They
yeah.
they both feeding him stories, about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But this Fleetwood Mac, are they still doing songs or not? Are they like broken up now?
No, they are officially broken up. So in terms of Fleetwood Mac and like their drama, it was always Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham. So those were kind of like the Daisy and Billy of like that band. And then Christine and her husband, John McVie, who were also in the band, were kind of like the Karen and
Oh,
Will.
they're actually married then. Wow.
Yeah, they were married and
that's
then
interesting.
they got divorced. So like it was so, and like Christine didn't, I don't think she had kids. I don't think she like wanted kids. She didn't want to have kids. Like she just wanted to perform and be on stage, and kind of like I think like being in the band took a toll on their relationship, very similar to like Karen and Will, that Will wanted a family and a life beyond this, and Karen kind of always made it clear that that was not something she wanted. And I think, like I said, with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, it was again similar in terms of like they both are lead vocalists and they're writing songs together, and it's this very tumultuous like relationship for years and years and years.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, if it actually like based on them, I'm surprised that they didn't like sue them or anything or like that.
Oh, actually, Stevie Nicks came out like a week ago saying that she watched it and she really, really loved it and like loved what Riley did with the character.
Yeah, I mean, the performance wise, so let's just talk about that. Just Sneha, who do you think is the best in the show among performances?
Ooh, in terms of performances, I know I really like Daisy's voice. I mean, I think both she and Sam Claflin or she and Billy did like a great job with it, but I do think that Teddy was right in terms of bringing Daisy into this band and like it being something like very special. So I thought she was the best in terms of performing.
What do you think, Sanju? Who was the best?
I agree with that. I think she has the best voice, but her and Billy work well together. Their voices go with each other. So
I mean, I like the Camila, like I said. So, I mean, it's the first time I'm seeing her on any show. I don't think I've seen her in any other show before. And she had an amazing character to play, and she did an amazing job. Because
okay, in terms of acting, I would definitely say Camila Morone. In terms of like the singing and actual
singing,
like
yeah, definitely
in the band,
singing,
then that's what I would have said like Riley Keough for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Cammy Morone she just got nominated for an Emmy for supporting
Wow,
actress for this.
Wow.
She and Riley were the only two like cast members to have been nominated for an Emmy, and I really think she has a very good chance of getting that. Yeah,
I had to look into see like who are the other nominees in the category.
Yeah, I know Riley was for Best Actress, and then Cammy was for Best Supporting.
Yeah, Best Actress. It's going to be very tough because
that one I think is a
Sarah
tougher
Smith is coming in from Succession. Like
that's I'm like I think that's a tougher category.
That's
but I think among Best Supporting, I think Cammy has a very good chance of potentially getting that. And then Daisy Jones as like a show was like nominated for other things in terms of like costume, hair, music, all of that. Yeah.
It was a very good show. I think I finished watching in like 2 or 3 days. I think, and I was told by like Sanjana to watch it. She said it's a good show. You have to watch it. So then I watched it. It's a great show. So what other shows are you watching right now, Sneha?
Oh, I'm watching The Witcher right now. I'm
Yeah.
watching Peaky Blinders. I like a lot of reality TV, so I'm rewatching some Real Housewives shows, but I don't know. I'm like looking for my next one. I need to find a new one to watch.
So like you don't watch all the Kardashians and stuff like that?
I
Or?
do watch all of those, but it's been kind of boring lately. So like that's a little bit at the bottom of my list for reality TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are you watching, Sanjana?
Like nothing new. I'm just watching Friends and Full House just on repeat.
We're in a lag right now. There are like not enough shows that have come out. We need something new.
Hmm. Yeah, I just finished. I don't know. There's a show called Hijack on Apple TV. That's pretty good. I finished a show called Painkillers on Netflix. That's
I
pretty good.
heard good things about
That's a
that.
very good show. That
Okay.
and it only like 6 episodes. Like you just
I
finished
think
up pretty
Matthew
good.
Broderick is in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's kind of a scary show too. If you think about the drugs, it's crazy
Yeah.
to learn about that. So yeah, yeah. So like, you don't watch like any Tamil shows or Hindi shows like that, or you only watch English? What do you do?
I mean, I don't know what you mean by Thumbel shows.
No,
Like I
there are like a lot
watch
of
Thumbel
not
Serials
shows,
back in
but
India. I would like watch
there are a
those,
lot of
but
Hindi shows. I don't know if you watch Hindi shows. A lot of
probably not Hindi just because it requires so much. I have to look at the screen the entire time because I don't know one single thing that they're saying. And I do normally have subtitles on, but like I actually would have to read it in full the entire time.
oh, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So what about you, Sanju? I know like you don't watch like any Tamil or Hindi ones, right? So
I stopped watching Tamil and Hindi things a long time ago. But yeah, it's hard to watch a show when you have to stay on the screen the whole time. That's why I keep rotating between the same old shows because I can do other things and I
While I
know
have
in
the
my head
background.
it's happening. I can see it in my
But-
head.
but
That's the
how do
thing.
you watch like Daisy Jones like in the background? I don't
Well,
understand.
that one wasn't a background thing. That one I was,
Okay.
but
It's like now once you've seen it enough times, then it can just be something in the background.
Yeah.
There are like
And
very few shows that I like watching with subtitles where I can like actively sit and pay attention. For me, it's more of an attention span thing. I really sometimes can't just like do that. Like Money Heist was a show that I was obsessed with that I'm like, I will sit here
We
and
have to
read
watch
everything subtitles.
Yeah, we have to watch
Yeah.
subtitles. Right.
yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, pretty good. So what else? So what do you do like on weekends? How do you spend your time, Sneha? What do you do?
Well, it's been summer, so I've been doing a little bit of travel, hanging out with friends here, going into the lake. There's a lot of new like restaurants and stuff, so I always like to dine out and just try new places. Chicago, I would say, is not a very like nature-esque place, but like the lake is there, and there are like a lot of like walking trails and things like that too. So just spending time outside is always nice.
Mm, Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you for this. This was awesome. So let's find like some other shows and maybe let's see. I mean, I don't know what shows is coming next. So are you like looking forward to some other show to come in the future? Anything you planned?
I mean, there's a lot, but I guess we have to wait for the strike to be done to see what kind of comes out of
It's
it.
going to be a
but
while. It's going to be a while.
It's gonna be a while, I know. So that's why I'm like, there's kind of a lot of shows, but I don't know like what's gonna happen. I
No,
just summer I turned 30, so I'm like waiting for that season to come out next. I don't know when that will be. Euphoria, I really don't know when that's gonna come out at this rate. Like there's a whole bunch of shows that I'm just waiting to see what the decision is.
Euphoria, I have no idea actually whether it's going to come or not. So
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
see what
know.
happens.
Canceled at this point. I don't know.
I think it'll be minimally 2 years at this point if it ends up even happening.
How do you like The Witcher so far?
Witcher has
What
been
is-
good. So I'm
what is
on.
not
I'm
good?
like I just started. I literally am on like episode 5. I had wanted to watch it for a while, but once I saw the news about Henry Cavill leaving the show, that whole drama about him going maybe back to DC, and then all of
Not
that
going
being
back to
scrapped,
DC.
which was like poor
No.
timing. I then was like, okay, I'm gonna watch now that season 3 has come out, and that being his final season. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna commit and start watching this. It's good though.
That's a pretty good show though. I mean, again, like that one, you just have to understand the timelines, then you're
Yeah.
good. So once you figure out the timeline, you're good.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. I had no idea going into it what it was about at all, and that I was very confused when I first started, but easy enough to pick up after once I got that.
So, okay, so thank you. Let me stop the recording. Hello. Thank you for watching my video. Please hit like and subscribe and keep watching. Thank you very much.